Hello, everybody. Happy
So
morning
nice to
from
see
Thailand.
you. Yes, from Thailand.
Hi.
It's the opposite time of the day where you are.
Yeah, it's
Um,
5 a.m.
yes. And do you have slides you'll be sharing?
Yeah, yeah, I have.
And
Should I?
will you be allowing some time for questions at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you feeling? Are you ready to go? Should I introduce you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Mm, Maybe I can do all. I'll introduce myself. What do
Okay,
you say?
let me just
Wait,
say something brief here.
Sure,
just a
sure,
moment,
sure.
just a moment. We need to make Abhinav a co-host. Oh, he's sharing. Okay, now. Good. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So next at the Climate Healers Vegan Convergence of the Peoples, VCOP 26, my dear friend Abhinav Ubuntu, founder of UbuntuVerse, is here now to tell us about Compassion Wi-Fi. Welcome, Abhinav.
Thank you, everybody. Again, happy morning from Thailand and happy evening to you. My slides are like you can see the power of community driven with compassion on the screen. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So, what is this? First of all, when I came, I was hearing Dr. Neil Bernard, and what an inspiration. I'm so glad that I was able to hear those last two questions and get his aura, which is now my energy to give you back. So, let's go. Okay. We'll talk about first, who am I? Mhm. So, in short, I'm Abhinav Ubuntu. But today I'm not here to talk about me in details that you can always find out through internet or through some people who know me already. I want to talk about another aspect of me, which may be a little surprising in the beginning when I say that I'm Abhinav Ubuntu and I'm a business person. Have I come here to promote my business then? We'll figure out. But if in the live setting I would ask people how many of you are also business person in this format, maybe I don't know, but when I ask people in the room how many of you are also business person, I have like, if there are 100 people, maybe 10 hands are up now. 10% people say I'm also a business person, and 90% people are not participating. I'm not a business person. And then I say, give me one more minute and you all will raise your hands. Because we have to understand this word called business. When we hear this word business, we think that it's some very complicated process where people are juggling with 100 things. In business, there is innovation and uh, tech and marketing and finance and whatnot, right? Customer support. So somebody who is a business person has a lot of mess to handle. I am happy with my maybe a job or maybe something like doing at my home. But actually, if you come closer to this word, come closer. Can you? Let me bring the word closer to you. Okay. It's actually made of two words, busyness. That means what it is saying is that business, this is the definition which I understand. Business is nothing but the art of being busy with what truly matters to you. It's not that. It's not that somebody has a registered company or organization, and that is also a business because they are busy in that. But all of us are busy, except when we are sleeping, then we are busy sleeping. But otherwise, the whole day, we all are busy in something, right? Some people are busy on their social media. Some people are busy in thinking about some solutions. Especially this group who's sitting right now here, you definitely are busy in almost same thing that I am busy. And this question is I'm just leaving with you that you have to ask this question to you after this program. What keeps you busy every day? But let me tell what am I busy at? Okay, because I just told I'm a business person, so I am busy at something, and I am busy at One thing, compassion. That's my business. I am busy in creating compassion in the whole world. When I get up in the morning, see, I just got up 30 minutes ago here because it's 5 a.m. right now. So I got up at 4:30 to meet you all. And the moment I got up, the first thing I thought, how can I make a compassionate world today? What is my contribution today? What can I do my best today? And the whole day will be guided by this question that I would like to remain busy in creating compassion. And as I know the background of climate healers, VCOP, and all of you, I can vouch for yourself that you all are also almost all the time busy thinking about creating compassionate world. Okay, give me virtual high five. Okay, just think that I am in the same room. Give me a virtual high five if you're also busy in building a compassionate world. Yes, thank you. Oh yeah, there are smileys. Good, thank you. So we that's why we are here. That's why this VCOP is happening to bring people together who are actually mentally busy in building compassionate world. How can we come together and can become out of our mind, can become busy in action together in your way, wherever you are, in your way. If you have been thinking it for a long time to bring a compassionate world, let's come together, let's inspire each other, let's build teams and work on different projects so that we can bring compassion in the world. That's where we are busy at. Hmm? So in this room, I can safely declare that we all are business people of a compassionate world. Now, if I ask who all are business people, raise your hand. Are you busyness person of a compassionate world? Yes. Awesome. Thank you. And that's what we need in this world. We need in the world people busy in compassion, even if they are on social media also. See, phone, mobile, of course, people are busy these days scrolling on their social media. But when they are busy scrolling, if the scrolling is the business, then it's a loss for them and for the world. But when they're busy scrolling also about compassion, for example, they are putting content or they are sharing content or they are saying or doing or something with that scrolling also for compassion. Like I scroll also at least 1 hour, 2 hour every day. But when I scroll, I go to the pages, many like Climate Healers page or many other pages. I share the content, I post and I myself make a content. I write comment about positivity in those chats where there's whole debate is going on, and I go there and I drop a compassion there because that's what I'm busy at, right? So in all small way, we can drop the compassionate ideas and be busy in compassion. Now, the question which I have been working upon, and probably this question is relevant for all of us, that why we need to build a community of those busyness people driven with compassion. See, everyone in this room is doing in something for bringing this vegan world 2026. That is the goal, and in a way we'll talk about that also, that when we say vegan world, what truly we are saying. Are we saying that everybody is eating vegan food? Is that the world we are seeing about? But I think what we are saying and what we are meaning is we want to build a world where people are busy with not just veganism, but I just told you, but I'm going to tell you again. But before that, I want to tell you something which has completely changed the way I look at the world and where the way. So we have this UbuntuVerse community. I just showed you this photo, right? These are the photos of our community. They meet every month and they celebrate compassion. These are called compassion celebrations. Every month, people from all across of life, they come together, they bring food, of course, vegan food, and then they celebrate compassion. And they all have been told what I'm going to tell you, which has changed their life also. See, since the day we have become vegan and since the day we have got to know about the truth, little more closer, is it complete truth? No, it's a journey. We keep getting the better view on the truth itself. But definitely we started looking at the truth when we became vegan. And then some people have worked harder and faster and walked faster to be closer. Some people are slower, but now we cannot ignore the truth, right? What happened at that moment for me and for most of us is that the world was divided into two types of humans. One who is vegan, somebody who I can connect to instantly. If I get to know in any stranger crowd, while I'm traveling in the train or in a restaurant or in some shopping, if I can see somebody's t-shirt saying something about vegan or just a small hint that they are also buying the plant-based milk, I can just immediately connect to them. But then the bigger alleys of the bigger events, the part of the events where people are still buying the same thing or talking about the same thing, or we can't relate to them and we avoid them and we don't, we think, how can these people just not go there and come to plant-based option and not buy that? And we, in our mind, that is where the world has been divided. And there are hardly any vegans now in the world, maybe 1%, 2% people who are actively pursuing in their life. Some people are thinking they are becoming vegan, and some people are still not aware. But I found that this word, these two words are in the core of the problem that the world is not changing in the way it must change. Because see, if you divide people, like clear division, it's not a minor division, it's a clear left and right, it's a clear black and white. You can't divide people in the tags and dream to unite them. I mean, we literally use these words. You are non-vegan, I'm a vegan. I'm vegan, but my family is non-vegan. I am vegan, but my friends are non-vegan. So you've been using these words. I use this word for many, many days, many, many months. And I divided people, and then I wanted to unite them. Am I not making my own job difficult? Divide and unite, and the world. Because it's then it becomes almost impossible that I tell you first that you are on that side of wall. You are non-me. But you have to jump this side. And that person's ego will say, you jump this side, we are more, you are less. And then there's that debate, and that is happening, that you jump this side, I jump this side, and there's a wall because there is a non. I am not you, you are not me. Some people may say, but isn't that obvious that they are non-vegan? Well, let me tell you, I've just started. Vegan and non-vegan, I'm not against the use of the terms on the screen, but not in the context of humans. These terms are completely fine when you go to a shopping mall or a superstore, and then there is a product which clearly is vegan, and there's a product which is clearly non-vegan. In the products, vegan, non-vegan works completely because that's a blank truth, like plain truth. It's a vegan product, all the ingredients vegan. It's a non-vegan product. But humans are not so easy to be defined. So for that, if you are able to use the chat, tell me what is the core principle of veganism. Let's see if people can type in the chat.
Oh, they cannot.
They cannot. So then let me continue, and you just keep answering in your mind. I know what your answers are. So if I'm giving you three options. Core of veganism. Is it diet? Is it lifestyle? Or is it compassion? If it is compassion, send me some thumbs up now. Some smileys. 1, 2, 3. Okay. If it is diet, anybody thinks that core of veganism is diet? Okay. Anybody thinks the core of veganism is lifestyle? No thumbs ups. You know it. Core. See, diet and lifestyle is the outer cover. Diet is some part of it, lifestyle is major part of it, but ultimately it is our compassion. And let me give you an example. Imagine a person who is by definition, which is definition says lifestyle of abstaining all form of animal products for planet, for your health, and for your people, for environment, and for animals. The definition in the vegan society, that definition. So suppose, let's say by definition somebody is vegan. Okay, if you see them lifestyle wise, they don't eat any animal product. All of their clothes and products are also non-animals. And the soap they use, the toothpaste they use, everything has no animal testing. Good. But this person has a family. And in the family, this person is the senior person or quite elder. And he or she has somebody who is yet not vegan, not non-vegan, yet not vegan, and younger than him or her, maybe younger brother or younger sister, or maybe son or daughter. And now this person goes back to home every day from the work and screams on them and verbal violence to them. You are bad people. I regret coming back every day home. You are just not. This person has been doing verbal abuse, violence in the home just because this person has become vegan, as per definition. Do you still think that this person is actually vegan, who has been doing verbal violence with the people in his home? Just because he is elder and he is the one earning, does that work in veganism? Being violent in your nature? But if you see the world and if you ask most world and ask them, so what do you think about vegans? Many of them will take not even a blink of eye to tell they are always angry. I see them always very serious, always judging and finding mistake in the world, and they think they are perfect. So somehow we have been showing the world the diet and lifestyle part, but not able to show the world the core of veganism, which is compassion. The next question for you is it compassion for my family? Or is it compassion for all animals? Or is it compassion for all beings? If compassion for all beings, show me some thumbs ups. Anybody who is agreeing that, yeah, compassion for all beings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody who is saying is compassion for all animals, not all beings? Probably you may have thought about it, but now as we are talking, you are also saying, yeah, when you see the clear division, I think we all know, but do we show that to the world? The majority of time, people show this, that veganism is all about animals. Like I have seen so many activists, because I work with activists and I have been an activist. I've done more than 1,000 outreaches, standing on the street, talking to people. So I've seen many a time the street activist give this idea to somebody that veganism is only about animals. Is it? So I can kill humans, but not animals, and I will be called vegan. Some vegan also will say yes to this. There are some very angry vegans, and I totally understand their anger. I was angry too in the beginning because I couldn't take this fact that my whole society, family, my own parents lied to me and made me do that. So anger is obvious, but growing that anger is not what veganism is. How many of you have heard that joke which is also a reality, that I became vegan for love, but now I hate everybody. That's what the reality of almost everybody who became vegan in the beginning, because it's actually very natural. We can't deny that emotion. That emotion is very natural, because someone at 30, someone at 40, someone at 50, realizing that my last 20, 30, 40, 50 years have been all lies, and I have been eating my friends, and nobody told me this truth. You will get angry. I was angry. But you can't function from that emotion, because actually you have to be connected to the core even better now. That's why I want to introduce you a concept of compassion Wi-Fi. See, I am right now sitting at a place where I can get enough nice Wi-Fi to talk to you. And you are sitting somewhere where this room has, or wherever you are in the world, you have nice Wi-Fi, right? We all love Wi-Fi. If they're free Wi-Fi, better. But today I'm going to introduce you probably the oldest and the most beautiful Wi-Fi we all are holding, our heart. Your heart, if you, everybody, put your left hand or right hand on your heart and see the Wi-Fi signal coming with the sound, dup, 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 dup. Just like how Wi-Fi router also blinks, this heart is blinking and sending a signal in the world. And we use this heart. Some people who have, maybe you have understood the chakras and everything. If you know the chakras, we have 7. This one is called heart chakra. And it's the frequency and the color from this chakra is light green, what you see on the screen, that heart. And this chakra is responsible for compassion. That's why we use literally the heart as a term whenever something love, whenever we express love or receive love, you can see that heartbeat going up, because the Wi-Fi signal is becoming stronger. Tuk, 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 tuk. And whenever we see, even though the opposite of that emotion, like anger or some kind of fear, some kind of danger, then also the Wi-Fi signal is duk, 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 because now it is searching for compassion or safety or love. This Wi-Fi has been working since the day you are born, and it has been sending signal to the world. But our society, just like all the Wi-Fi router, it's not rocket science. All the Wi-Fi router comes with setting button. You can set password. You can set the range also, that this will only work in my room, in my home. So you can set the range, you can set the password, and you can make it unavailable to most people in the world. Similarly, when we were growing, the society and the practices and all those rituals have put a setting, a password, and the range of this compassion. So let's go range by range. The closest, the Wi-Fi signal is the strongest when you are closest to it. And who is the closest person to that Wi-Fi router? You, my friend. Your body, your mind is the closest. The heart is in the center of your body. Your body is the first receiver of that Wi-Fi, compassion Wi-Fi. And the people who are near and dear to you. We all have heard it, but I'll give you this example again, because in this context, this will fit. That if you go to a general, like these days, youngsters, they take like random interviews on the street, and they go with a small mic on their spoon, and one phone on their some device, and then they ask people random questions, right? If you today do this experiment, you go to street and ask 100 people, are you compassionate or you are not? or you are violent? Are you compassionate or you are violent? Out of 100 people, not 100% people will say compassionate. Because some people are actually having a bad day. Some people have just lost their job. And then you are asking them when they are coming from that moment of loss, and you are asking them, and they will tell you on your face, I think today I'm violent. Or somebody has lost a person, somebody has lost the hope, somebody has got some news by the doctor. And in that moment, if you catch them, if the wrong moment, if you catch them, of course, you will not get the right answer. But most people, you can say safely 90% people will actually say, well, I think I'm compassionate. Yes, I think I'm compassionate. Because they have been compassionate to the near and dear ones. They have been compassionate to the people they live with. They have been compassionate with the people they work with, their neighborhood, probably a dog in their house. That's you and me before being vegan. You and me were that person before being vegan. We were compassionate, but to the near and dear ones and to ourselves in the way we knew, maybe buying our favorite thing to ourselves and taking nice breaks. Some people take care of their health also. Some people don't take care of their health, but for them, the self-love is to eat junk food because that's what they think self-love is. There is self-love has both ways, both paths. You can destroy yourself in self-love, you can take care of yourself in self-love, but somehow they both are self-love, right? Now, these people cannot be called non-vegan because if vegan is compassion in the core, then non-vegan will be a non-compassionate person. But a non-compassionate person is not easy to be found. So what they are called is pre-vegan. They are pre-vegan. You were pre-vegan, or you are already pre-vegan if you are sitting here. But actually, you're not pre-vegan if you're sitting here. You were pre-vegan before you thought about knowing veganism. I'll come to that at the second stage. But we all were pre-vegans. We were not non-vegans, my friend. That's a wrong label. We were not non-compassionate. We were compassionate to whatever we knew as per the definition told to us. Then the second circle comes where you are compassionate to little bigger crowd, like beyond your family and close ones. Maybe you are taking care of all the street dogs. Maybe you go to old age home and spend your time over weekend. Maybe you give more time to needies and some animals in the some farm. But you try your best to increase your compassion to other people. And there are a lot of people here. There are a lot of people here who are trying to do something, whatever they can do with that little extra money or the little extra time on the weekend. There are a lot of people here. Not lot, not majority is on the first level. Majority is on the first category. Some people are there who are compassionate beyond, and they are actually showing the sign of being pro-vegan. They are being pro-compassionate because what they are being is, vegan is just the one way to say it, but actually the core is compassion. They are being pro-compassion. They are trying their best to increase the Wi-Fi to people who they don't know much, but they know by serving them, by bringing joy to some strangers, animals, humans, non-humans. That's where their day is made. Their day is not made at their office. Their day is not made at their home. Their day is made in that small, tiny moment when they told a stranger, have a good day. That one thing changes everything in the day. Or if somebody tells us, hey, I like your shirt today. Hey, you look smart today. Wow, you look healthy. Oh, you are cycling. Wow, I like it. That one comment will make our day. And that one comment will make the day of the person who said it also. Whole day we may be busy in doing a lot of difficult things, but that one moment of compassion given to somebody where we don't know if there is anything coming back to me is where we all show that we are pro-vegan. And many people are right now being pro-vegan in this program also. If you're sitting and still your choices are not completely animal-free, but the reason you're sitting, because you are trying to break free from the old you to the new you, who is understanding compassion and living the compassion. And you are a pro-vegan. And most people are actually pro-vegan. Very few people are reaching to the last stage where the compassion is for all beings, including human. Because we just saw, right, that vegan is nothing but compassion for all beings. There are many people who claim themselves as vegan but hate humans. Well, they are still pro-vegan because they have left out one species among all species. So they're still not vegan. If you're listening to me, you are also my friend. If you hate humans, and I understand the reason behind it, I did there, I was been there, done that, but you are just a pro-vegan on your way to understand that until we become a person who can show the compassion for all beings, we don't become vegan. And that's a journey, my friend. This is a journey of human evolution. How beautiful it is going to be for you and for me and for all of us if after this COP, we all go back to the home with this realization that there are no non-vegans, only pre-vegans, pro-vegans, and vegans. Maybe there are non-vegans who are non-compassionate, and that's why they are behind the bar. They are in the prison, or they are in some asylum or mental facilities because they have been really non-compassionate people. But they cannot define the society. They are there. But majority of the people who live in society, they are pro-vegan. So that means we are not living in non-vegan world. We are living in a pre and pro-vegan world because majority are pre and pro. Won't that be a positive feeling to live in a world which is already pre and pro, and I can give a little more push to make it more pro and vegan? That's what our job is. Because if your job before this week off was that I am living in a non-vegan world and I have to convert that into a vegan world, that seems like, oh my God, what I have to do? I have to make from left to right. But how about a shift? Just tiny shift. One person at a time, one activity at a time, one conversation at a time, from pre to pro to vegan. My job and all the people in our community job, we have been, unlearning non-vegan vegan and using pre-vegan, pro-vegan vegan, and understanding that we have to meet pre-vegans, means our older versions, and make them pro-vegans. The only control we have is not to make somebody vegan. We ourselves are not yet vegan. We are still there. If not all humans, there are still one or two or three people who have been, you know, that vegan who we hate, and we are still on our way to become a vegan because compassion for all beings. No, Abhinav, that one person I cannot be compassionate about, and they are usually called anti-vegan. But where do they come from? Anti-vegan? Well, let me give you this news. Nobody becomes anti-vegan like that's what they dreamt at night. Like today, oh, today I woke up and the first thought, I want to stop veganism for no reason. Nobody becomes anti-vegan because they just got a dream. Anti-vegan actually are nothing but glitches in the matrix. I mean, compassionate humans, and some people have chosen to go on the other side because of our wrong communication. When I say wrong communication, let's divide into two parts. Communication becomes wrong when the right thing said at wrong timing. Communication becomes right when right thing said at right timing. And nobody teaches us after going vegan that what is the right timing to say. Everybody has been teaching us, or we have been teaching ourselves. We have to say right thing all the time. Somebody is eating, and that is the best time to tell them you are doing something pathetic, and you are pathetic human if you continue to do that. Do you think that is going to work? Somebody going on a street, a stranger, and another stranger points the finger on that person's t-shirt and says, I hate your t-shirt. The quote on it, this is just disgusting. Those two people will start fighting just for that person talking about the t-shirt, which can be changed next day. And we put finger on somebody's whole lifestyle, which cannot be changed next day. And we want them to say, oh my God, thank you for telling me. I'm not gonna eat it anymore. It's a basic psychology. Nobody wants lecture, especially when they are doing something. Most anti-vegans I know, you know, are the result of right thing said at wrong timing. Sometimes we did not understand. And sometimes you can say, but Abhinav, then I did not say when they were eating, and still it was wrong timing. Well, the right timing is defined as when somebody is listening. The best time to say is not when you have to say, is when the person is listening. If nobody is listening, you don't have any result and you only get this thing. So that's why in our community, we teach, first of all, what to say, but most of all, how to say and when to say. While most of the activism is focusing on what to say, this number, this factor, this many water in your chicken, this much carbon footprint in your beef, this much diabetes patient. We think that by telling them statistics or some numbers, they are going to change. No, my friend. Did you change like that? You go back to your own story and you realize that the way you changed is actually the way most people can change. And most people don't change when somebody is giving them a lecture on veganism. Mostly we change when somebody was being kind and compassionate while giving lecture maybe, or they just watched by their own. Nobody was judging them. Nobody was pointing fingers on them. We watched something and we're like, this makes sense. But if the same thing somebody will tell you and show you that you are not the right person, you will have your own walls of your own defense system. I don't want to agree. Who is this person to tell me? So right thing at right timing is very important. So we must stop creating anti-vegans and focus on creating more pro-vegans, which is what VCOP is doing, which is what UbuntuVerse is doing. And there are 100,000 ways of doing it. Like VCOP, Climate Healers is doing that. UbuntuVerse is doing that. Some people are creating recipes, and PCRM is doing in the way, amazing way, by creating a physician committee for responsible medicine. Well, I am here to tell you about one thing, which is building community driven with compassion. This is one solution, which is not an option. It is the one of the most important aspect we are missing out. Because humans are social animals. Well, most people fall for wrong habits for not because the wrong habits seem right, but because wrong habits gave them some friends. The wrong habits gave them a group of people they can hang out with. Not because the habit was not, they knew it. They knew it that drinking or smoking or these things are bad. This is not a question of right or good. The question was, if I do that, I gain friends. But in veganism, we all know one of the best ways to lose friends. That's what we say, right? I became vegan. I lost some weight, but more friends. How is going to sustain? with that attitude if we keep losing friends and community. So we have to build community. We have to find new friends. And while the Google definition of community is when like-minded people comes together, they form community. What is UbuntuVerse community? I'm going to tell you. And this is where maybe your heart Wi-Fi is going to blink little more. Okay. If you put your hand on your heart, you can see it. Because UbuntuVerse community is when not like-minded, but the like-hearted people come in unity. They form UbuntuVerse community. We are building, you and me, we are building a community of like-hearted people. The Wi-Fis who are working for the same mission together. And community, come in unity. The word itself is saying the like-hearted people come in unity. That's what UbuntuVerse community is. And that's what Ubuntu means, Ubuntu is. And maybe now I will just tell Ubuntu story and then I will give to the mic back to our host for Q&A, because some of you may know the Ubuntu story and some of you may not know. So I'll come back to this slide when the story actually will be about that slide. What is Ubuntu? The word Ubuntu, where does it come from? Because you are mostly of you are not from India, so you may think that is it an Indian word because I'm from India? No, it's actually an African word, and some of you have heard this word. I have done something little more with this word than just listening to it. Okay, Ubuntu is an African philosophy from Zulu tribe in South Africa. Once upon a time, an anthropologist who was doing research came across this story of a tribe which is probably the most happiest, kindest tribes in the world. One of the most, if not the most. And the kind of text he was reading was making him believe more that this is just a fictional story, because the more he has seen the world, humans are really messy. Just a moment. It was an alarm. Humans create chaos. Wherever humans go, they create, see the world, see the earth, planet Earth, what we are doing, right? Similarly, if you take a small part of one family with just two people also, just two people, and it's not always happy, right? We have our time, we have our hormones and emotional ups and downs, and we definitely have the time where not everything is right and things like that. See, things are going out of our hands. But this tribe is telling a story where they have been living together, like there is no crime, no hatred, there are no locks on the door. And this person thought this cannot be true. So what what he decided, that I will leave wherever he's living with my backpack. I will discover this tribe and I want to see if it is real or not. So he packed his backpack. He went to in the search of Zulu tribe. He reached to Zulu tribe, and when he reached there, he was received by 30, 40 small children. The moment he entered, and he was shocked, because in our country, he was taught that children should always stay away from strangers. Strangers are not safe for children. But when he went to this tribe, the first welcome was by small young children, 30, 40 in the number. And they all came smiling and opening their hands like they were waiting for him. And he was like, wow, what is this? But the next moment he realized that he is elder, and he was also taught that elderly should gift to young ones first. So he opened his bag, and he was carrying some candies or some vegan chocolates, but they were just maybe 10 and children were 40. So he could not come up with this, how will I give to everybody? But he came up with a brilliant idea. Let's play a game. The winner of the game will get this box as a prize. So he said, everybody stand near to that tree you see far from 100 meters away. I will count to 3. You have to run as fast as you can, and the first person who will come and touch the box is the winner, and that he or she will win the box. And children said, yay, let's play. And then he said, okay, 1, 2, 3, go. No one ran. They all came together, holding their hands together. They all came together, holding their hands. They sat in a circle. They opened the box and they started dividing the chocolates in a way that everybody gets to eat equal. And the biggest happy moment is this one, that after breaking the chocolate, everybody gave it to the person next to them, not in their own mouth. And they all screamed, Ubuntu. Upon asking, what is Ubuntu? When this person who is feeling the same thing what you're feeling, what is this happening? Not fighting for chocolate, giving somebody else before you. He asked the tribe and somebody senior, and the tribe, the most senior person of tribe came forward and he said, you came here to search a secret. It's called Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. Everybody, can you say this with me so that you feel the energy? I am because we are. Do you see how at the end of the we are, your smile becomes bigger? You want to see again? Say again. I am because we are. And that's what Ubuntu is. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you, VCOP. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Abhinav. Okay, so we're going to open it up to questions, and I see that Danny is ready to go. So let me bring her
Hello.
up.
Hi, Abhinav. We have a
Hi,
question from
Danny.
Michael, one of our guests
Sure.
today.
Sure.
And he says, I have a question from the perspective as someone who has been vegan for many years. If someone who is not vegan catches word that they are being labeled as pre-vegan, are you of the opinion that the person would not feel averse to veganism? I feel the adjective can be problematic for people who feel that other people are charting their destiny for them in a way, anyway. In
Yeah,
other
yeah,
words, it certainly feels like a risky label for us to be using. Thank you, dear.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I don't know about experiences of the person who's asking or the somebody here, but I have been vegan for 11 years. And in my journey, I have been a very outgoing vegan. I have talked to more than 20,000, 30,000 people one-to-one, and have built the community all across India. We have people, 5,000 people in the community. So what I'm going to share is not my opinion, is a test, done, seen. So half of my life, I use non-vegan. And those people did not start the journey the way I wanted them to start. And half of my life, I use pre-vegan. And not just term. It's not about using term, by the way. It's about the intention behind the term. With the pre-vegan, my hands were going further to support them. With non-vegan, my hands were going backward, that I'm not in your team. The intention matters more than just terminology. Terminology gives the support to the psychology, to the what I'm saying. So when I say pre-vegan, it's a natural gesture that my hands are going in the front. Hey, pre-vegan, wanna come with me? But when I say non-vegan, it's also a natural gesture. My hands are in the back. You are a non-vegan, my friend. You first show me hands, then I'm gonna show my hand. So it's more about how you approach the whole thing, not just, okay, I use this label and people are changing. No, no, no. So we have been using pre-vegan along with the body language, along with the intention, and it has been working beautifully. That's why we have more than 5,000 people, pre-vegan, pro-vegan, vegan, different stage, and they're growing together. So it's a test done and it's working.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, let's bring up Sven.
Hi,
Let's
Sven.
see. Are you able to unmute, Sven?
We don't see you, Sven.
Sven is figuring out. Yes.
Sorry, my phone's dying.
Oh.
No worries.
Hello?
You want to ask your question quickly? Yeah.
No, I think I just got it plugged in time. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
saying
yeah,
it
yeah.
was going
Good,
off.
good, good, good. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to bring up Toby, and then if Sven is able to come back, we will take his
He's
question.
there. He's still there.
I see he's there, but he's having some phone issues that I'm hoping he'll be able to straighten out.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to leave him on the screen and bring up Toby in the meantime. Toby,
Hey, Toby.
can you unmute?
Hello, yes.
Hey.
I love the energy. It was very exciting.
Thank
Um,
you.
I've heard of the idea of like a closet vegan from Salish. The first time I heard about that, and that was quite intriguing. So I do refer to people as closet vegans, pre-vegan, and yeah, I feel a lot of urgency obviously through climate healers and the Earth system, knowing about how we need to transition and things like that. And that's where I feel a lot of urgency. And I feel like when we understand them statistics and facts, that we start to think, well, we've got no choice really. And this is like, and that kind of makes things a bit quicker into finding that compassion just for the whole, biological domain. Like all life that's ever existed, and we're here to fight for all of the animals that have done all these things for us to be here right now in this moment. But I do find people even understand the data don't see that urgency for some reason or another, and it's probably because, well, it's hard to say because I don't want to say the compassion thing. I can't say I'm more compassionate than them. And you don't want to have that debate, who's more compassionate. So I find that a difficult thing to be able to bring up, saying, if you drink dairy, then obviously the mother's taken away, and she's exploiting the reproductive system of the female body and things like that, and that's not very compassionate. And if you stop doing that, you become more compassionate. So that's the kind of funny thing to ask somebody. And the fact is, they don't actually support that idea, but they're always going to make an argument, it seems, that my friends do anyway, that, there are compassionate ways of doing it. So I don't know how to pose the question, but what were your thoughts maybe on the fact that people come with excuses to say things are compassionate when they're really not?
Well, so I know there's an urgency, but I also know that if we treat like an urgency, means when in urgency, we sometimes lose the whole vision of solution. You may have heard this. I think it is Einstein said it, that when you have a complex problem in front of you and only 1 hour to solve, most people will understand the question for 10 minutes and try to solve it for 50 minutes. But the real solution will come from the people who will understand the question for 50 minutes and they will solve in 10 minutes. So while this complex problem and 1 hour is also very much valid with this situation, you have to really have your eyes and ears and heart in understanding what is the problem. And that's where the more you work with this, like I have, as I said, and I've been working with people. So it didn't come to me sitting in front of laptop, watching a documentary, whatever I'm talking to you, because that's gave me that view that, okay, the world is right now at a very urgent state and I have to act. And I was shivering and I was not able to bring my thoughts together and do, okay, randomly I buy vegan thing or do thing. But when I like calmed myself down and understood the core of it by talking to people, I understood that people are actually willing to be compassionate, but they don't have some compassionate guide. They don't have somebody who can guide with compassion. The person who is claiming to be guide of compassion, a vegan activist, does not show visible signs of compassion, does not show the voice, the eyes, and the hand gesture of compassion. And hence there is this, like, I can understand that you are talking about compassion, but why can't I see that as a whole in you? And psychology behind it, because that person is treating us like urgency, and in urgency, you don't talk like Buddha. In urgency, you talk like a revolutionary activist. I want change right now, right now. But that is not solving the problem. It's only creating urgency more urgent. It's taking it farther because we are not able to solve it, but we are just doing something. It's not about just doing something. We have to think about that 50 minutes of understanding the problem. And I think that's what VCOP is happening, maybe bringing people together who have understood the problem by working on it for a long, long time and then creating solutions. So this is one solution. I'm not saying this is the only solution. One solution which I have figured out that this has been working. And I have seen like the rate of people changing. Like I when I say 5,000, that's the number I have on my channel. But when I get to meet people who these 5,000 are meeting, I keep getting the stories of people becoming pro-vegan. So I don't have numbers there, and I don't want to think like number. I just know that Wi-Fi is increasing. My Wi-Fi power is increasing. So it's a work, and I have to work on it by understanding the problem. So that's what I've been doing, and that's my experience is. Did I
Right,
answer? Did
thank
I
you.
say the right comment to
Yeah,
what
I
you
was
have said?
especially like food is quite personal to people, and that
Yeah,
feels like they're being attacked and they pull away. But then when you're talking about their compassion, it feels even deeper to them. And they find it even
yes.
bigger like jolt. Oh wow, you're saying I'm not compassionate in the way I talk and my actions. That's even more hurtful. So yeah, it's a very, very touchy subject because it's even deeper within that person. So
Yeah.
we got to find that
I
compassion, obviously, to be able to touch upon it very gently.
I want to just give a quick example of this. I want to give a quick example of that. So I was talking on a street with somebody, and after 10 minutes, that person is showing a lot of sign of being pro-vegan. Means he is able to take some action. But my demand, before my demand was, right now I want you to be vegan. That's what I want. But he's able to show me some action. So I asked him, why don't you go home? And I also shared my number because I didn't want him to leave him. And I said, why don't you write down everything which you consume, which comes from animal in your life? Make a list of it, 10 things, 20 things, 30 things. Okay. And then label them from the most addictive to you, most closer to you, to something which is not as addicted or as, I'm related to emotionally. And when you rate them, don't think about the top 5 things in the list because they are your emotional connections. When I'm talking you to go vegan, you are thinking about those 5 things. But think about the rest 90% thing or 80% things in your list, which you can leave it in just 1 month and you can become 80% more compassionate. I have said it, and so many people have done that. So that means that person changed 80% from that pre-vegan to pro-vegan. And when they take that 80%, no, the other 20% also will become weaker. Because when you start putting right thing in your body and like start going on the path, by the time you are there, you say, I can take this one thing again from the list because I think this is the right thing. And that process has been working. So changing them by giving them the right path, right guidance, and support as a community, not leaving them, okay, now you are on your own, figure out. No, no. There's a community, come here, we'll teach you.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the question. I'm going to bring up Sven. There he is. Very good, Sven.
Hey, Sven. Welcome back.
You should be able to talk. You're unmuted.
Yeah, yeah, thanks, guys. My phone actually, just after I put my video on, it was saying the phone's going to shut down in 30 seconds. And I
Yes,
was
I could feel it.
scrambling around
I
trying
could.
to plug it in, and I think it just, once it says that, you can't stop it. So that was
So
it.
you're our last question, Sven. Your last
Yeah,
question.
thanks.
Go for it.
So I just wanted to comment. Yeah, I really love the your analogy about the Wi-Fi thing. I think that's beautiful, and I think that's what a lot of vegans miss is the compassion, and a lot of vegans are anti-human, and I say to them that I was a non-vegan before, I changed, so that gives me hope that other people can change. And I'm from South Africa, and all about Ubuntu. There's a woman there
Right.
who's vegan and runs a thing called Ubuntu Vegan or Vegan
Wow.
Ubuntu or something. But yeah, we must talk.
Yeah,
But I love
yeah.
your analogies and the way you go about things. I think that's what it's really all about. And when I went, well, vegetarian in 1998, from watching a video on the spot, I became vegetarian. I didn't know about veganism
Wow.
really. I wasn't too sure. I didn't know any vegans. But I became, well, vegetarian for way too long, for like 10 years. But, you know, when people asked me why did I do it, I said, you know, there's one word, and that's compassion. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it means a
Wow.
lot. Thanks for
Beautiful,
that.
Sven.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Do connect with
Yeah.
me, and maybe Alison will share the email ID, and maybe we can talk to the lady in Africa also.
Great stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Cool.
So Abhinav,
Thanks.
I'm actually going to, at this point, it's the top of the hour, I'm going to bring our next speaker up, but could you stay and put that information in the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Could you
I will put that.
Yeah. Thank you
Yes.
so
Yes.
much. We so appreciate your being here and sharing with the rest of this community, which I know you're a part of. So thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Love you all for being who you are. Love you all.
Love
Thank
you too, Abhinav.
The earth is calling soft and clear, not with judgment, not through fear. She whispers through the wind and trees, remember who you're meant to be. We are not divided souls, but living parts of greater wholes. Every heart, every nation holds a piece of worldwide resolution. We have remedies beyond survival, beyond the stories of denial. 1,000 pathways join as one. The healing has already begun. We have the remedy for compassion revolution, peaceful collaboration, a worldwide resolution. Loving guidance lights the way. Hope for humanity begins today. With loving kindness, hand in hand, together we restore the land. True nature lives in every seed, in every generous word and deed. The rivers, forests, skies and seas reflect the peace we choose to breathe. Spiritual embodiment, a living sacred testament, not escaping from this earth, but honoring her endless worth. Sacred restoration, hearing every generation. The birthright to existing in freedom, shared by every life beneath the sun. Beyond our borders, beyond our names, love burns brighter than our blame. From every culture, every shore, we discover what we're living.